Jota continues to quietly go about his business and just do Jota stuff. And he's done it again tonight. And that was, I've used many adjectives in the past 45 minutes to describe that performance. None of them positive. Lacklustre, lethargic, below par, sloppy, and the list goes on. But Jota comes on and he injects that air of just quality really into the game, and it's that the word we use for Jota so much is that precision, like that just bang clinical nature of him. And that goal, I said it again earlier on, is just Jota all over, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And he was the one who had something about him in that game. He came on and he really grabbed the game, because Liverpool were crying out for the players to just actually attack and be direct, give the defenders something to think about, because every single player on that pitch was dropping deep, and the defence, literally the Toulouse defence just sat there and said, everything is in front of us, lads. That is absolutely brilliant. In fact, we've got our midfielders and you're in front of them as well. Diogo Jota decided to go on one of his runs that he absolutely loves. We all know Jota without the ball. You don't think he's the most fast footballer, but his quick feet when he's dribbling, when he's got that ball at his feet, he is absolutely electric. He goes up yards of pace, and I don't know how he does it. And McAllister does well a little bit for it. He gives him the ball, and then it's just the Diogo Jota show, to be perfectly honest. He takes on about 3 players. We've seen it time and time again. He did it against Toulouse in the other leg at Anfield. He's done it against the likes of Arsenal, where he sat players down, and he did it again tonight. He went around them, and he is our most deadly finisher for me. I mean, Salah obviously is really, really good, but he's our most clinical finisher in terms of, if there's a person I want on a one-on-one, or someone who's through in the last minute, it's Diogo Jota. That's who I want. And he slots it bottom bin. He does all the correct things, and he drags us to try and get us back into the game. He had a couple of nice touches between that, but he showed want and desire. And we've mentioned this, it's unfortunate that Luis Diaz has been missing out, but Diogo Jota has took his opportunity every time I've seen him. Even against Everton, he nearly got goals. He was so close to creating an assist, and he went on another run like that and just narrowly missed. He deserves that winger spot for me right now. It's his for the weekend, at least for me. He's one of the most technically brilliant footballers, and he's just going about his business, and people just maybe aren't highlighting it enough, because we've got people who are real stars and excite you. But Diogo Jota with the ball at his feet is incredible. That's it, isn't it, Jay? He is ice cold, and he is almost that machine-esque type footballer who you can just, any situation, sort of, no matter what the performance, and that's including himself. I've said this for a long time about Jota. Like, some players are confidence players, and they really have to be at the top of their game, and they have to have played well for things to click. But Jota, to use one of my overused expressions, can absolutely stink a game of football out for 85 minutes and then go bang, goal. Don't worry about that, just deadly. And Chloe's right, at the minute, albeit in unfortunate circumstances for Diaz, but you have to take these opportunities, don't you? We've seen Gravenberch do it a little bit with the Jones injury and stuff like that, but with Diaz being sort of absent, not involved in the last week or so, or a couple of weeks, Jota's gone, that's me then, don't worry about that. And he's done it again tonight. He's got his moment, he's come on, and he's come into, like I say, a terrible Liverpool performance, but injected that little bit of class.
Yeah, one of the few moments of real quality in the whole performance, really. So good to see him back to, I'd say, pretty much near his best, because he was injured for a while, and then he went however long without scoring a goal, and it wasn't quite happening for him. But now I think you want him on the pitch in some form. I want him down the middle, but Nunez is there. Gakpo's, although we've just been talking about Gakpo's struggles. I want him down the middle. I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it?
To come in on that, I do prefer him down the middle. I do. I think he's just operates better. And he hasn't got the sort of, he dribbles well with the ball to sort of, he hasn't got the pace. And he hasn't really got the skills of a Diaz or anything like that. You know what I mean? He's good enough on the ball, but he is what we've seen tonight. He's that direct runner. He doesn't exactly sort of shimmy and beat a man like that. He just goes past people with that, that little burst or whatever. But I'm a big Jota fan, and it's a shame tonight in a way that he had to lose that record of his. We never lost. Pitch, when he scored, rather. We never lost when he scored, and now we have, which is a shame, isn't it? But yeah, finish off your point anyway on him. Like I say, I think at the minute it's hard to overlook him for any starting 11, isn't it? I know he does tonight, but that's a heavily rotated side. But in terms of Premier League and stuff like that, he kind of has to be in there.
Yeah, I agree. He has to be in there from the start. I think with Nunez's form, it will be down the left-hand side. And of course, we've got City coming up after the international break. I just wonder if, with Gakpo struggling, is there a world where maybe in the other Europa League games you start Gakpo left and put Jota down the middle? It's weird, Gakpo playing on the left for PSV. We've never seen it. I just want Jota as close to goal as possible, because he's the one person who it'll be beat a man, bang. You know, we've used those words: clinical precision. You know, a hit man, a sniper, the slaughter, whatever you want to call it. So he's got to start on Sunday for me. Probably will be off the left.
The other thing, like you mentioned there, you want him close to goal, but actually on the left he cuts inside, and he cuts inside a lot,
loads,
all the time. He hardly ever goes to the byline. So, and with Gravenberch, who could overlap him, obviously we don't know whether he'll be available for Brentford, but in an ideal scenario, he's got someone who can occupy and take a defender away, and it gives him the space. Like I mentioned the chance against Everton, he literally cuts across about 3 players. He's so intelligent the way he uses his body, and like you mentioned there, he doesn't have to play good to get goals. No. Well, this Liverpool side at the moment in time is not playing good. He's possibly the only one who is playing good, especially tonight, that is. But, you know, he's so clinical that if he gets in and around the area, he will get a goal. And that's the thing. If there's someone on your box, on your team, who's the most clinical, why wouldn't you have him on the pitch?
Yeah.
Especially in the time where Liverpool are struggling to create chances.
That's the thing. It's almost like he's felt a little bit like Klopp's sort of break glass option, because he knows what we're all talking about here, because he is so predatory and because he does sort of sniff opportunities, probably better than any of our forwards, and I include Salah in that. He knows that if a game isn't going to plan, he almost goes with a team that he thinks will play the best football, which can sometimes be Diaz, Nunez, Salah, or Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, whatever, because Jota sometimes can't be very good in the game. He can have a bit of an off game, his touch is off, his passing, his link-up play is not there, although I think a couple of times recently he's been better at all that sort of stuff, and he's put it all together. But sometimes for me, Jota can just be non-existent for 80 minutes and then bang, like I said earlier. But Klopp goes with a side that he thinks will be best suited to just boss a game, and all of a sudden when it hasn't gone to plan, I remember Jota came on against West Ham and scored after a Shaqiri pass a while ago, and he just goes, oh, do you know what, go on then Diogo, go and sort this out. That's why I think he likes him having on the bench sometimes, but at the minute I think he's just playing better than most of them. I really do, and I include Salah in that as well, because Salah's form's not it. It's just not it at all. So, interesting one. But after a frustrating night for the most part, and you know it was very frustrating at times, I think Jota is one of the few we mentioned, though probably Harvey Elliott and Diaz, of course, to come away with any real credit in the bank.